Warning, there is a good chance Bitcoin Mike has no idea what he's talking about. Do your own research. Enjoy the show. Thank you. All right, guys. We got Bitcoin coming in at 37,742. Not too shabby for the day after Thanksgiving. You know, I was thinking this time last year, Bitcoin was at $15,000 or $16,000. Just looking at this chart, think how far we've come in a year. Up, really over like 150%, 140%, something like that. I mean, how can you like not look at this chart and just say, wow, everything's going according to plan? Like this time last year, everybody was talking about a $3,000 Bitcoin. Gareth Soloway, the expert trader, Gareth Soloway, he was talking about a possible $3,000 Bitcoin. I think it was this time last year where my friend was trading Terra Luna to zero and also paying Gareth Soloway $200 a month to get that kind of shitty advice. Benjamin Cowan, as we all know, Benjamin Cowan, everybody loves Benjamin Cowan. I was saying, don't listen to him. He's overly bearish. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I saw him make the same mistakes last bull market. He was overly bullish, looking for a $200,000 Bitcoin. He's just all over the place. Like these guys, these so-called experts, like it's really kind of like a it's a self-title they give themselves. Like for me, I don't consider myself an expert. I just consider myself somebody who's lived through these markets and I have some common sense. You know, I'm not trying to sell you guys a course. I'm not trying to sell you guys advice. In fact, I don't even make any money off this YouTube channel. I don't have enough views anyway. It's just basically me rambling, sharing some knowledge that I've learned over the last couple of years. But all these guys out there who think they're like experts, they never are. They just kind of like shill you garbage and give you bad advice, in my opinion, every single one of them. So overall, guys, things are looking good. I was listening to Crypto Banter this morning. He had Chico Crypto on. You know, Chico Crypto is one of the few YouTubers who just never really turned out to be a scammer. He got in a big feud with BitBoy. He actually called BitBoy a fat fuck to his face. I could probably find the video, but it's just freaking awesome. Like overall good guy, not a shiller, and he really has a good gauge on the market. And here he is on Crypto Banter. He's overly bullish, but he's talking about how Solana just really hasn't proved itself. I want to play a little bit of that.
Only thing
More than Solana?
Of course, you know this. Come on. Solana, I mean, I'm not a hater. I am a hater of Solana just because, like I've said this on your show before, they're not truthful in what they are. You know, they're a centralized, chain as of right now, very centralized compared to the Ethereum. If they just admit that, hey, we're centralized right now and we're going to slowly decentralize over time, I'd be a fan of Solana. But
I mean, if you look at the Nakamoto coefficient, you see that they have a very high Nakamoto coefficient, which means that on paper they're very decentralized.
Yes, but as we've seen, the chain goes down. They can restart the chain. That is.
I mean, fair, but the chain hasn't gone down for 10 months.
So here's Rand Nooner. This is like the number one point. All the Solana lovers out there, they always say, you say to them, well, Solana, the chain goes down. It went down during the bull market. Every week it was going down. And they'll come out and they'll say, well, Solana hasn't gone down in 10 months, but we're in a bear market. There's nobody using the chain. Now we're starting to get more people using Solana. But when Solana was running up in that bull market last year, when Solana was up to $100, $200, everybody was flooding into altcoins. It was altcoin season. Solana's like the only cryptocurrency that couldn't handle it. They were just crashing left and right. They had to reset the blockchain. And Chico's going to talk a little bit about that as well. But you can't say, well, Solana hasn't gone down in 10 months. Yeah, we're in a bear market. Solana's $40, $50. It's not like it was a year ago. How's Solana going to handle it when we go into a bull market? Of course it's going to crash again.
It hasn't. Now, that is true. And that's good, And, I mean, if they don't go down for the next, year, I might flip on Solana. But, hey, that might be too late. It's doing extremely well lately.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I mean, I went to Solana DevCon, the breakpoint. I've been there for many years. And the one thing I saw was that Solana, Ethereum is great, but Ethereum is slow and Ethereum is expensive. And yes, you can have the argument that you can build on a layer 2 on Ethereum. You can have that argument, Problem is that a layer 2, by virtue of the fact that Arbitrum doesn't talk to Optimism, Optimism doesn't talk to ZK, you're ultimately building on a different chain. And so Solana, you can build it all directly on the chain. And that to me just, I mean, why would I build on a chain where I can, have to build on a layer 2 and a layer 2 settles to the main chain? Why not just build on a fast layer 1 chain that actually works?
Well, I mean, that is good, but one of the things why I think Solana hasn't gone down lately is because there hasn't been too much transactions on the chain. We're, been in the bear/beginning stage of bull. Not many people are, messing around with NFTs, DeFi protocols. As we saw, Solana went down during the bull, when people were... So, in my opinion, it can't handle the amount of transactions, they say.
But I mean, the reason why it used to go down, and I think after this we'll get off the Solana discussion, but the reason why it went down is because people were doing the equivalent of a DDoS attack. Because it was so cheap, they were spamming it. But now Solana implemented local fee markets, which makes it almost, I'm not going to say impossible, but it makes it almost impossible to take it down in the same way. So, I mean, through a clever piece of engineering, they actually solved that problem. So,
through a clever piece of engineering that hasn't been tested yet in the bull market. Cardano's been tested in the bull market. Polymatic's been tested in the bull market. Ethereum, we know what happens with Ethereum. They get really clogged down. But no matter what you say about Solana, whatever new protocol they came out with in the bear market to try to say, well, we're not going to go down anymore, it hasn't been tested in the bull market. It's like coming up with like a race car. Oh, I have these brand new race car tires. You're not going to slide anymore with these tires. You're gonna beat everybody. But it's never been tested in a race. The whole thing could explode. So, I wish Rand Nooner would just be honest and say, look, I like Solana because I'm a fucking salesman. I'm a shiller. I'm friends with all the sleazeballs behind Solana. I was friends with all the Sam Bankman-Fried guys who were pumping Solana last year. And hey, look, Solana is one of my biggest bags. I lost $100 million on Luna, trying to get everybody to buy Luna and USD. I lost all my money on that. Solana's the one coin I have left that hasn't gone to zero. And I'm going to do whatever I can to pump that fucker because I need to make some money this bull market. Because if you look at all crypto Rand Nooner's calls over the last couple of years, 80% of all the coins he talks about went to zero. You can't make this up. His biggest bag was UST and Luna. His biggest bag. And that's zero. It's not like it went down 90%. Went down 95%. It might come back up in the bull market. No, it's like zero. He went to zero. And Solana almost went to zero because Sam Bankman-Fried was the biggest holder of Solana, and it all came out that it was a big scam. But for whatever reason, Solana went down to $8, and the venture capitals were able to just kind of dig back up, and now they've pumped it back up to $40 or $50. But, with that said, I think Solana will probably do pretty good in the bull market, but I also think a lot of these venture capital guys are just they have a number in their brain they're going to sell and dump. So, I'm not going to hate on Solana too much. If you made money in Solana, that's great. If Solana goes down to $20, $30 again, maybe I'll pick some up, but I don't trust it any farther than I can throw it. And talk about Cardano a little bit. Can Cardano soar to $11 in the next bull cycle? I think it's possible. Well, I've always said $5 to $10, but $11 maybe. A top market analyst predicts at least an $11 price target for Cardano in the next bull cycle. Cardano presents an interesting perspective on what crypto protocols with a solid fundamental can achieve in a short while. For the coin that was once traded as low as 23 cents this year, as recorded on September 12th, moving dramatically by 58% from 0.24 on October 19th to 39 cents where we are today, Cardano bull and crypto capital venture fund Dan Gambiando is optimistic Cardano can hit $11 by 2025, pushing the protocol to a market capitalization of $400 billion. As Gambardino pointed out, Cardano might already be in a pre-bull cycle setting as the broad market awaits the next Bitcoin halving. Hey, look, this is one of the few times I might have to agree with crypto capital venture Dan Gambardino. I made a video the other day. I said how I was on crypto. I was actually on this guy's channel in the comments a couple years ago when he was talking about how Cardano was undervalued at $3. And I'm like, you got to sell Cardano, you dumb motherfucker. Cardano's dumping anytime soon. The bull market is over. But I do agree. So here's what I think. Here's what I think is going on with this guy. I think he's overly bullish. I think him saying Cardano can hit $11, what he does by doing that he gets a lot of people on his channel wrecked. So a lot of people last bull market, when I was like really big in the Cardano, they were all waiting for a $5 Cardano. Like every single Cardano guy, including this guy, Crypto Capital Venture, they're all like, Cardano's going to $5, $8, you know, $3 is like nothing. It's going up, it's going up. And what happens is a lot of people just wait for that number and it just doesn't get there. And then they're waiting, and then Cardano dumps, and then they've missed out. So I think we're not going to go to $11. How about that one? I think we're probably going to hit, I think best case scenario for Cardano next bull market is probably $8. And all these people waiting for $11, Crypto Capital Venture Dan, they're going to lose their shit just like they did last bull market, waiting for Cardano to hit $11. For me, with Cardano, it's as simple as that. I'm selling like 70% of my Cardano when it hits $3. I'm like 70%. Like, I don't care what anybody says. And I'm going to save the rest for an $8 Cardano. And then I'm dumping out of that. If Cardano goes up to $11 after that, that's great. Congratulations to everybody. I'd have made plenty of money at that point. You know, I'm not waiting for no $11 Cardano. Now, Cardano might go up to $20 next bull market. I don't know. I just don't see it. I think we're going to get a big dump on Cardano at $3 because a lot of people are going to dump out thinking that's the end. And then we'll probably go back down to $2 and then we'll probably go from there. Maybe we'll get back up to $5. And maybe if Bitcoin goes up to like $100,000, $110,000, we'll get that $8 Cardano. But these guys are just so overly bullish. These Cardano guys, it just gets people wrecked because you get newbies coming in the market. They're like, oh, Cardano's at $3. But Dan Gambidolo, whatever the hell his name is, and he said, and they're calling Dan Gambardaro conservative. I mean, I guess he is compared to some other guys, but you got a new guy in the market saying, oh my God, Cardano's $2 or $3, but everybody else says, this guy says it's going to $11, and then you lose your shit. Because like I said, I can pull up the video from Crypto Capital Venture that I pulled up a couple of days ago. Like when Cardano hit $3, he was saying Cardano's undervalued, and I'm like pulling my hair out, I'm like, get the hell out. I'm like, get the hell out of Cardano, everybody. It's going to crash. The bull market's over. Cardano just went from 2 cents to $3 fucking dollars. Get out, get out, get out. Everybody's making fun of me. Nobody was talking about Cardano dumping at $3 except for me. So, I don't know, guys. Just don't get over. I guess my point is don't get overly bullish. And don't wait for these like magical numbers in your head of like $11 Cardano, $10 Cardano, $35 Cardano, because odds are you're not going to get it. And I can say the same thing with every other altcoin, Theta as well, Theta, whatever people want to call it. You know, when Theta gets to $8 again, $9 again, I'll probably be selling like half, and I'll probably cost average out of that. Theta might go to $30, $20 next bull market, but I'm not going to like hold all my Theta just like for that 20% chance we might go up that high. You have to get out. You have to know when to get out of these markets. All right, so that's that. Here's another article I found. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust could see $2.7 billion of outflow if ETF conversion is approved. JP Morgan. The Bitcoin price could come under pressure as some of the money is likely to completely exit the ecosystem, the report says. A significant number of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust GBTC shares have been bought in the secondary markets this year as a deep discount to net asset value in anticipation the trust conversion to an exchange-traded fund, ETF, will be approved by the U.S. The bank estimates a net $2.5 billion has flowed into GBTC since the start of the year, increasing to $2.7 billion if adding the covering short interest. Assuming this buying flow was mostly speculative in anticipation of GBTC being converted to an ETF, then it's likely that the $2.7 billion would come out of GBTC as these investors take profit once GBTC gets converted. That's a possibility. There's a lot of people who are down on GBTC. There was the big discount on GBTC, so it wasn't like equivalent with Bitcoin. I mean, I think you are going to see probably a lot of people dumping out of GBTC, but I think then they're probably going to be buying Bitcoin. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think, some people might take profits and just get out of the markets altogether, but I think most of these people in GBTC want to be in crypto, so they'll basically just trade in their GBTC for Bitcoin and kind of go from there. And also, I always like to talk about Litecoin a little bit because everybody kind of like everybody sleeps on Litecoin, and then every bull market, Litecoin does a 15-20x, and people are like, oh yeah, how'd that happen? Well, because Litecoin is on every exchange, every payment processor that takes Bitcoin takes Litecoin, and it's just used all over the world. It's very popular in Asia, and it's just a basic cryptocurrency that's never gone down. It's completely decentralized. I could go on all day, but Litecoin's going to kill it this bull market. I don't care what anybody else says. So here's an article. Litecoin has recently set a new record in the crypto world, achieving over 1 million transactions in a single day. So if nobody is using Litecoin, like a lot of these negative people say, how is it achieving 1 million transactions in a day? See, people are too caught up in the new shiny object. And remember, guys, in crypto, 90% of the time, the new shiny object turns out to be a scam and you lose all your money. The milestone not only surpasses the asset's previous records, but also exceeds Bitcoin's daily transaction volume. Adding to this momentum, the Litecoin network activity has seen a surge with daily active addresses nearing those of Bitcoin. Let me read that again just for all the haters. Litecoin network activity has seen a surge with daily active addresses nearing those of Bitcoin. Okay, you guys starting to get it that just as many people using Bitcoin are using Litecoin. It's like it's the silver to Bitcoin's gold. I get it. Litecoin's $70. It's not going crazy right now, but it will be probably between $500 to $800 going into the bull market. Okay. Bitcoin and far surpassing adding to this momentum, the Litecoin network activity has seen a surge with daily active addresses nearing those of Bitcoin and far surpassing Ethereum. So right now, Litecoin is ahead of our Ethereum in new active addresses. In the wake of this activity, Litecoin has also seen a substantial increase in new ordinals, which are big on Bitcoin right now, but they're also on Litecoin, because if you put an ordinal on Litecoin, you're not going to get the clogging like you do with Bitcoin, because of course Litecoin is faster than Bitcoin, and Litecoin is cheaper to do transactions on. So Litecoin has seen a substantial increase in new ordinals inscriptions and gained further traction with the Backed, including LTC and its enhanced custody platform. As you guys know, Backed is a big fund that's been around for years. They got Bitcoin Cash on there, Cardano, Ethereum, Litecoin, and I think they might have some XRP, but they may have sold their XRP in wake of the lawsuit. But my point is, guys, don't sleep on Litecoin. I know it's not like the shiny object everybody wants to see, and I know 99% of all YouTubers are going to tell you it's shit. I actually made a bet. There's one crypto YouTuber, the crypto news guy. I've been trolling him on his comments, and I'm trying to do a bet with him. I said, I'll bet you $100 that Litecoin is at $500 by this time next year, and he won't respond to any of my comments because all he does is shit on Litecoin. I've been through this before. Everybody shits on Litecoin. They shit on Litecoin, and like I said, Litecoin ends up doing the 15-20x every time. Litecoin's not going anywhere. It's still on the top, on the top 20, and it'll probably be on the top 10 in the next couple months. So don't sleep on Litecoin. Other than that, everything looking good. It looks like Bitcoin wants to try to make it back up to 38,000. XRP, still like 61, 62 cents. I can't complain. Cardano is just itching to be back to 40 cents. We'll probably get a dump again at 40 cents, but it is what it is. And I saw that Theta is almost back up to $1 again. So, Theta is, look, the reason Theta, not only does Theta have a great community and it's a great project, and I like what they're doing with the decentralized video, and I think they're going to absolutely kill it. I like that they're an American company based out of San Francisco, and the guys who behind it all went to MIT, very smart people, but it's just so freaking volatile. Remember, Theta was like 50 cents 3 weeks ago, then it went up to $1.10, then it went back down to 88 cents, and now we're back up to almost $1 again. If you guys can't see that going into a bull market, Theta is going to be $8, $10, $20, $30. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, that's it. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.